Hello everyone. Welcome to another exciting session. Today we're going to be talking about a mysterious word, question marker, that is called esque. If you are a French language learner, especially an English French language learner, you will hear French people say esque, qu'est-ce all the time before they ask a question. And you will wonder, what does this mean? I want to give you the good news today. It doesn't mean anything, but you must learn what it is so that whenever you see it, you remember that it doesn't mean anything. So today we're talking about esque. Repeat after me. Esque, esque, esque. What is this mysterious esque? Esque is a French phrase commonly used to form questions. Esque most times announces a yes or no question. Don't forget that. That's about the most important thing here. It announces a yes or no question. So when you hear esque at the start of a question, it's most likely a yes or no question, or maybe that's not what it's meant to be. It is a question marker often placed at the beginning of a sentence to indicate that the sentence is a question. And we have something similar in English, similar to starting a question in English with do or does. So when you say, for example, do you eat? Guess what? If you take the do away, you can simply say you eat, and the sentence is still complete. But why do we add do you eat? All right, maybe just to distinguish the do from the does, right? But in a language like French, it's always esque. This is why it's even more insignificant in French. So let's move on. It is suitable for both formal and informal contexts. Now let's see. Esque doesn't really have a translation in English. Whenever you see or hear it, just know a question is on the way. So simple. When you see or hear esque, know a question is on the way. So as a hack, a lot of times it helps that whenever you see esque in French, in your head, try to translate and see which one works. Translate either do you or are you. You see now. So when every do you or are you question is always say yes or no question. Are you coming? Yes or no. Are you going? Yes or no. Do you want to eat? Yes or no. Are you seeing now? All right. So whenever you see esco in your head, try do you. If it doesn't work, try are you. Are we together? Or is she? Does she? All right. Now, when you heard the word esco, let's examine these examples right here. We will ask questions without esque so that you can see how insignificant it is, introducing them. Then we'll add esque to introduce the same questions. That's where you'll see that esque doesn't really mean anything. Don't forget the two things we have established so far. Number one, that esque introduces a question, so pay attention to what comes after esque. That is the most important thing. Esque, take it away and just pay attention to what comes later. I know that that's the question. Number two, esque is used to ask yes, no question. We have established these two things. So let's look at this. First, without esque, tu es malade. Tu es malade or vous êtes malade. Both of that means are you sick? On their own, just like saying are you sick? All right. But we add esque and it becomes what? Esque tu es malade. Esque vous êtes malade. Can you see? So even when we take it away, tu es malade is still good. Vous êtes malade is still good. But you have to learn it because even if you don't use it, you want to learn to understand when people use it. And when you use it too, it also shows maybe more formal or more proficiency using it than not. All right? Or maybe not because French people don't really care much. So let's go to the next example. It says, when you see esque, the question must follow the normal sentence. All right. Esque doesn't work with inversion. Another rule just came in now. All right. Esque doesn't work with inversion. You can't say, for example, esque êtes-vous malade? Are you saying now? You know what inversion is? Vous êtes is the normal thing. Inversion becomes what? Êtes-vous. We ask questions like that. Pouvez-vous manger? Can you eat? Voulez-vous aller? Do you want to go? Savez-vous cuisiner? Do you know how to cook? Instead of vous pouvez manger, you can eat. Vous savez nager, you understand? So with esque, you can only use the normal format. You can't use an inverted format together with esque because the inverted format on itself is a question marker on its own. So that will be two question markers in a sentence, and that's wrong. So for example, you can't say est-ce que êtes-vous malade? No, it has to be est-ce que vous voulez manger? est-ce que vous êtes malade? Does that make sense? All right, let's move on and let's see other examples. Vous parlez le français, which means do you speak French? On its own like this is perfectly correct. Vous parlez le français. But with est-ce que, you are going to say est-ce que vous parlez le français? So can you see that do, like that I said in English, has come in? So when you say vous parlez le français, so est-ce que is almost as if it means do you, all right? But what you should be focusing on is what? Vous parlez le français, which is what? You speak French. But almost as if when you add est-ce que, it becomes what? Do you speak French? That's why I said it's like do in English, you know, do you or are you? You get what I'm saying? Number 3 says, tu viens à l'école aujourd'hui, which means, are you coming to school today? In this case, can you see? Are you coming to school today? But when I add est-ce que, it becomes what? Est-ce que tu viens à l'école aujourd'hui? All right. Number 4, je peux poser une question. Je peux poser une question. Can I ask a question? Can you see? On its own, correct. But you can also ask that same question with est-ce que attached to it to signify a question is on the way. Est-ce que je peux poser une question? So if you look at most of these examples that est-ce que have been used in, it's either are you or do you, does she, is she. Do you get my point? So in this case, can I, but of course this is a bit different. All right. Can I ask a question? All right. Are you coming? In this case, obviously the verb can is an exception, even in English, right? You can't say to can, for example. That's why it's like that. Est-ce que je peux poser une question? So we said that again already. Another one is vous pouvez répéter s'il vous plaît, which means can you repeat please? With est-ce que, it becomes what? Est-ce que vous pouvez répéter s'il vous plaît? Please, can you repeat? Number 6, tu veux manger, which means do you want to eat? And how do you transform that into a question with est-ce que? Est-ce que tu veux manger? It means now what? Do you want to eat? S'il vous plaît, vous avez une minute? Please, do you have a minute? S'il vous plaît, est-ce que vous avez une minute? Please, do you have a minute? Of course, you can't say est-ce que s'il vous plaît, vous avez une minute. No. It has to come just before the verb, right? So, s'il vous plaît, est-ce que vous avez une minute? S'il vous plaît, monsieur, je peux vous appeler? S'il vous plaît, monsieur, je peux vous appeler? Please, sir, can I call you? With est-ce que, it becomes s'il vous plaît, monsieur, est-ce que je peux vous appeler? Again, coming just before, you know, the main question. Vous allez au marché demain? Are you going to the market tomorrow? Have you transformed that already? Because what? Est-ce que vous allez au marché demain? And number 10, tu aimes ce que tu fais. In French, ce que means what, but not the WH marker what. That kind of what that is inside in the middle of sentences, not the usual WH marker. For example, do you like what you do? Can I tell you what I think? That kind of what is not what is your name, what do you do? That's not a WH marker. So that kind of what in French is ce que. Donc, ce que. Est-ce que tu aimes ce que tu fais? Do you love what you do? All right. Or tu aimes ce que tu fais? It's very simple. We have demystified est-ce que today, and I hope you've learned a lot. It's really as simple as that. Going forward, just know that you can literally, whenever you see a sentence with est-ce que, you can take that est-ce que away and still make sense out of the remaining part of the sentence, and that you can also use it. Is that amazing or not? Now, as your assignment for today, it's your classwork. Give us translation of these 10 sentences. All right. Can I give you a very little clue? The first one. Are you at home? At home is what? À la maison. And how do you say you are? Tu es à la maison means you are at home, right? To make it a question is still the same thing. Just raise your voice at the end. Tu es à la maison. So what if you want to make it an est-ce que? It becomes what? Est-ce que tu es à la maison? If you want to use the formal form, it to be vous êtes à la maison. You are at home. Make it a question becomes vous êtes à la maison. Add est-ce que becomes est-ce que vous êtes à la maison? So ask all of the remaining questions in French using the est-ce que. I wish you all the very best and see you in the next class. Merci.